We are back with another big little recipe. Today we are making a really flavorful, really fast shrimp pasta. So large shrimp are 26 to 30 in a pound. Extra large are 21 to 25. Depending on what you can find, you can go a little bit bigger or smaller, just keep the quantity of 1 pound the same. And if you've never peeled shrimp before, I promise you cannot mess it up. We're not looking for like a clean peel. It doesn't have to be perfect. All you wanna do is keep this little tail on because it's really pretty. And then you just grab their little legs and just kind of tear it off. And if it comes off in a bunch of pieces, that's totally fine because we're boiling it anyway. Beyond these guys, we only need a few other ingredients for this recipe. You will need pasta, cherry or grape tomatoes, basil, your favorite chili paste or spread, and of course, our big little staple, butter. I love shrimp because they are one of those ingredients that, if you buy the right kind, are actually 2 ingredients. So you could buy shrimp where they have been cleaned for you, so they just have the tail. You can also buy shrimp where you have the shell on it. So this is a little bit of extra work, but it has a lot of benefits. Shrimp with the shells, they're often cheaper, which I love, but also the shell is this amazing flavor source. In this case, we're making a pasta, and instead of just boiling the pasta in water, we are going to be making a really quick shrimp stock by just throwing the shells in there, covering them with water, letting it simmer for a little bit, and it makes the whole dish so much more flavorful. So our shrimp are peeled. We are ready to get our super speedy stock going. I'm just gonna add 8 cups of water to the pot. Just do it slowly so it doesn't splash shrimp back at you. I'm gonna get my heat on medium high, bring this to a boil, let it reduce by like a half to a third. It's gonna be just concentrating the flavor, making this awesome stock in like just about no time. So while our shrimp stock is reducing, we are just going to devein these guys. And like peeling, if you haven't done this before, don't worry, it is very easy. I'm gonna show you how. You just run your knife along the outside. Sometimes there's a vein, sometimes there's not. This guy just has a little bit. Take it off with my knife, and then we're good to go. This used to be one of my prep tasks when I worked in a kitchen. Something that I found made it a lot easier is just keeping a bowl of water nearby. This way, anytime your knife needs to be washed, you just do a little dip, and then you're all set. And this is where you can put the vein too, if you find any. But actually, a lot of these are really clean, so the shrimp are making our job a little easier. Now, admittedly, this is another step of the recipe that is a little bit tedious, but don't think of tedious as a bad thing. Instead, just put on a podcast you've been meaning to listen to, turn on some soothing music, just use it as a moment to kind of chill out and relax. If you'd like, you could also use this as a moment to like and subscribe to our Food 52 YouTube channel so you can get even more quick weeknight recipes. So our shrimp stock has reduced by about half. This means all the flavor from these shells is now infused into this water where we're gonna cook our pasta. It's going to make such a difference, and it is so cool because this is something that a lot of people just throw out. So now that our shrimp shells are out, I am just going to generously season this with salt, and we're gonna crank up the heat to bring it to a boil. So if your fridge door is like mine, it is absolutely overflowing with hot sauces and chili paste and chili spreads. And that is where you can have a little bit of fun with this shrimp pasta. I call for about a tablespoon, just do a spoonful. And the specific ingredient is up to you. So a few that I tried when I was testing this: Calabrian chili paste. This has some really nice kick and a little bit of a vinegary note. Gochujang is fermented, it is funky, it's a little bit sweet, it is super nice with the butter. and harissa. This is a perfect way to get other ingredients into the dish. So we have the caraway, coriander, lemon. It's all in here and taken care of. And then you get that without doing any extra work. So let me know in the comments what chili paste or spread you would use here. Today, I think I'm gonna go with gochujang. So we are all ready to cook our pasta. The great thing about this dish is in the time it takes for your spaghetti or linguine or whatever long pasta shape you like to cook, we make the entire rest of the dish. So just make sure you read through the recipe once or twice, have all your ingredients ready, and then as soon as we drop the pasta, it's all gonna come together in a matter of minutes. So I am melting 1 tablespoon of butter, and as soon as that is good, we are going to drop in a pint of cherry tomatoes. I love these because in the summer, when tomatoes are in season, they are incredible, but really all year round, they are great too. And when you're cooking them, you can't tell too much of the difference. So great dish for warm weather, but also whenever you are craving shrimp pasta. This is so perfect for a weeknight because you don't have to fuss with chopping up the tomatoes. We just add them to a hot pan with some butter. They are gonna start to blister, char, break down a little bit, and it makes this really nice jammy sauce. So our tomatoes are starting to split. That is perfect. I am just going to push them to the perimeter of the pan. And then we're gonna add a little bit more butter and we're gonna throw our shrimp in there. So try to get your shrimp into an even single layer. If a couple of them are on top of each other, no big deal. These cook super quickly, just a couple minutes per side. You don't have to set a timer, just look for when the undersides are opaque and a little bit pink. I'm just gonna lightly sprinkle our shrimp with salt, and I'm going to toss our tomatoes and shrimp together so they get to know each other. And at this point, our pasta is all ready, so we can just combine everything in this pan. So I just added our last couple tablespoons of butter, and now I'm just going to do a big spoonful of gochujang. So now that I have added my spoonful of starchy shrimp stock, we are just going to cook this over low heat until the sauce coats the noodles. And for our last ingredient, we are adding a lot of fresh basil. Instead of worrying about chopping it, just tear it up in your hands. I actually think it tastes better that way. So our big little shrimp pasta is all ready. Since this is just a chill weeknight dinner, I like serving it right out of the skillet. This is so good. You get that heat from the gochujang, whatever chili paste you're using, just enough butter, and the shrimp stock that we cooked the pasta in and then used to build the sauce. It makes such a difference. It was just a few minutes of extra effort, no additional ingredients, and it really sends the shrimp pasta totally over the top. Don't forget to let me know in the comments what chili paste you would swap in here. Good.